I'm sure you all think that Kirby 64 is a fairly innocent game, one with silly, cartoonish graphics and a very lighthearted message. I used to think so as well, up until a couple weeks ago. See, I bought Kirby 64 for the Virtual Console, with the intent of playing it for 100% completion this time. And while playing, I couldn't help but notice a disturbing element about Shiverstar. This is what I've gathered, V, so let me know what you think. If you pay close attention to Shiverstar on the World Select screen, you'll notice the geography is similar to ours. All 7 continents are clearly visible on the planet, and I decided to screen cap the 2 Americas, since that's where most virgins, myself included, are from. In addition, there is a small sphere orbiting Shiverstar that appears to be 1/6 of Shiverstar's size. I don't think you need to be a genius to realize what this mysterious white sphere is. In addition to Shiverstar's continents resembling the Earth, it also has a very similar terrain. Disregarding the fact that Kirby walks on clouds littered with jewels in Stage 2, the biomes and feel of Shiverstar are a disturbing match to ours. A blue sky cast over a landscape with trees, mountains, and plains. Not to mention frozen bodies of water and precipitation bound by gravity. As one progresses through Shiverstar, the player will eventually approach an abandoned factory where the boss, HRH, soon to transform to HRE, is lurking. The factory really stands out to me with its decrepit interior and incessant supply of haywire robots running amok. Clearly, factories are a result of human ingenuity, so it just about confirms that humans once were present on Shiverstar. But time after time again, you have to dodge obstacles on broken conveyor belts and avoid being electrocuted, crushed, and rolled over by the seemingly malfunctioning robots of this factory. Why are all the robots malfunctioning? Where are the humans? Why is the factory in such disrepair? Why is the entire Earth in a frozen slumber? And why is there a giant robot at the end of this world that is armed to the teeth with homing missiles and laser beams? I think that Shiverstar is a grim depiction of the Earth after nuclear winter, most likely resulting from another world war in the distant future, and the last world war of humanity. It would certainly explain why the entire Earth's environment has changed to such a radical degree, and not to mention why the factories are falling apart with robots in dire need of maintenance. While the fauna of Shiverstar is not too deviant from typical Kirby enemies, they could have evolved, or devolved if you prefer, due to the nuclear conditions they now live in. Not only has life changed, but their surroundings have been modified by these highly advanced robots. Stage 3 appears too colorful and cheerful to be a factory, and yet the robots and creatures living within have outfitted it to suit their needs. Combat machines much like HRH must have been used into ongoing conflict between humanity's last factions. But with such a lethal arsenal, perhaps HRH eliminated humankind after a critical error in its programming. It would certainly explain why the buildings in the background of the boss fight are smoking and damaged, along with the fact that HRH instantly decides that slapping your shit is a good idea. The musical score as one progresses through the world also takes a very serious tone, with the 4th stage arguably being the most serious of the game. What do you think, V? Do you notice anything that I may have missed? Where do you think perhaps I'm wrong? I'd love to get some input on this, since Kirby 64 is among my favorite games of all time. And later on in the thread, weren't there a shitload of animals and tubes in one of Shiverstar's levels? Maybe mankind realized they just doomed themselves, and were planning on using DNA to repopulate the planet a la Hotel. Weird seeing this pop up after beating it today. Here's a shot of one of the animals and tubes that someone mentioned. So what do you think? Is Kirby truly just a silly little playful game? Or is Shiverstar the end of our world as we know it? And I feel fine.